Welcome to SportsBeat KC, the Kansas City Star's daily sports podcast. It's Monday, October 5th, and I'm Blair Kirchhoff. Today's episode was supposed to be devoted to Sunday's Chiefs-Patriots game. The A-Team gang of Sam Mellinger, Sam McDowell, Herbie Teope, and Vahe Gregorian would have dropped in to discuss all things Patrick Mahomes and company. Well, as you know, that got pushed back by a day. We learned Saturday morning that Patriots quarterback Cam Newton tested positive for COVID-19. So did Chiefs backup quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. The announcement of the postponement came before noon on Saturday, and of course the game was scheduled to be played Sunday at 3:25. At the time, we didn't know when it would be rescheduled, but when no further positive tests were revealed on Sunday morning, the NFL announced then that the game would be played today, Monday, at 6:05 p.m. Now, this creates a bit of a jam on the Chiefs' schedule. After today, they're scheduled to meet the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday at Arrowhead and then play at the Buffalo Bills the following Thursday night. That's on October 15th. That'll be 3 games in 11 days for the Chiefs. Quite a pinch. We haven't talked to any of the Chiefs since the news broke on Saturday. That won't happen until after tonight's game. So for today's SportsBeat KC, let's keep it with the Chiefs to open things up. You'll hear from wide receiver Mecole Hardman, who met with reporters on Friday. Hardman spoke to his role on the team and adjusting his game to align with Patrick Mahomes' arm strength, among other topics. After a break, you'll hear some game action from a couple of games this weekend. Kansas State's victory over Texas Tech and Missouri's loss at Tennessee. We'll also drop in on the postgame press conferences of both coaches, Chris Klieman and Eli Drinkwitz. KU also played this weekend, losing big to Oklahoma State, but a cool moment occurred in Lawrence on Saturday when the school unveiled statues of football heroes Gale Sayers and John Hadle. Oh, and one other piece of news from the weekend in Kansas City sports, and it involves Sporting KC. Alan Pulido, who scored both goals in Sporting's 2-1 victory at Houston on Saturday, will play for the Mexican national team for their 2 upcoming friendly matches. One's on Wednesday and the other one's the following Tuesday. So Sporting will be without their talented transfer for what would seem to be at least a couple of weeks. Okay, so let's get started with Mecole Hardman, and then we'll pick it up with college football after the break.
Mecole, it seems like every time you are able to get your hands on the football, it leads to success. How have you been able to just stay patient and continue to go along with what is a very talented Chiefs offense?
Yeah, I understand my role, and I know what we got on this team. I know who's on the team, so I'm not really, trying to be impatient anyway, so just being patient. Whenever I get an opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. And if it leads to touchdowns or big games, I'm all for it. So I'm just playing my role, man, and doing what I can do to help the team win.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Nicole. Wanted to ask you about the touchdown pass you caught the other day. When you went back and watched it on video, you probably see Pat really couldn't step into the throw because of some pressure there. I mean, when you look at it that way, are you surprised he could still get the ball to you 50 yards down the field or whatever it was? And also, did it take you a while to get used to the big arm that he's got? Answering your last question, it definitely took a minute to get used to the arm strength, because something you go that you're not used to is like, I don't think I got to keep running, but it's a different kind of league here, a different kind of player. So it definitely took a minute. I think it took the training camp, and after that, I kind of got abreast of it, and then going back to the play. But yeah, I knew he could get it. He can get it to me for sure. He got a big arm, going backwards, sideways, no matter. I think he can throw it 50 plus every time. So I knew I had a good idea that he could get it to me, but I didn't know he was under that much pressure because I didn't even see the ball at first. And so I just seen in the air. I'm like, oh, he threw it. So I knew how to go make the play. So yeah, I was very confident that he could get it to me wherever I'm out in the field.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Mecole, I'm curious. What you've had a chance to see the Patriots now before. What makes them so special in their defensive backfield? What do they do differently in their coverages than everybody else?
I think they got a unique defense. I think Belichick do a good job of putting guys in the right place for them to succeed, and they do something different that a lot of teams don't do. They
they're good at taking what you're good at away, you know, and make you beat them other kind of ways, you know. So I think they do a great job of that. But as us as a team, we just got to go in and you know, take advantage of what they give us. Just take what they give us and then go from there. And then whenever the big play presents itself, we got to capitalize on it, because they're not a team that really give up big plays like that. And the best way we can just keep, you know, nickel and diming and nickel diming them all the way down the field, I think would be just fine.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Mecole, I'm interested, you know, seeing Tyreek be a leader last year for you as a rookie. What has impressed you most so far this season when it comes to Tyreek Hill?
Just continued leadership that he have, man, and him continue to take on that role and embrace that role of being a leader and being that guy in the room, that number one receiver. And I think, you know, for anybody that, you know, the number one receiver and got so much pressure on him and the pressure that we put on him to make plays every game, I think he handled it very well. So just see him do that, you know, it gives you a lot of motivation and, you know, a lot of confidence in yourself also with him, because, you know, when we need to play, that he can step up and do that. And, you know, we got guys around him that can pick him up as well if, you know, if he's not doing what he's supposed to. But, you know, we don't really worry about what he not going to do. We just worry about when he going to do it, you know, so because he's a big play waiting to happen. And I think he do a great job of you know, playing that role, like I said, that number one receiver and being a leader in the room.
Let's go next to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Mecole, I know we talk about it often about playing mistake-free. That's one of the things that Coach Reed just mentioned on just how good and how smart Coach Belichick teams are. How important is it going to be for you all to minimize and try to eliminate any mistakes that you all, you know, may have made, like, let's say, week 2 against the Chargers and trying to win this game? Then also, you had 2 weeks in a row without playing with fans. What's it going to be like for you to be back in Arrowhead playing in front of fans again?
Yeah, going out first, we definitely got to minimize anything, turnovers, penalties, mental mistakes, mental errors. We got to eliminate all those, you know, and you know, we can't play a perfect game, but try to play as close as perfect as we can, and that help us out in the long run, because, you know, this team that's coming in this week, they capitalize off turnover, they capitalize off mistakes, and they use that to their advantage, and we can't beat ourselves, you know, going into this game. So yeah, definitely. But so going back to Arrowhead with some fans, it's gonna be nice to hear some crowd noise and some energy in the stadium and of things like that. So it's gonna be pretty fun. I think we're gonna be enjoying it. You know, having fans yell and stream. So it's always good to try to get back to normal. It's not normal, but it's kind of like the new norm. So it's definitely gonna be fun to have them in the stands.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Mecole, one more thing on your touchdown pass that you caught on Monday night. I don't know if you saw the breakdown by Ryan Clark on ESPN, where they were talking about this play was kind of specific for someone like Marcus Peters, because he could maybe peak sometimes. Was that a good breakdown of that play, or was it not specific for some like Marcus Peters to maybe be trying to cheat a little bit?
We knew Marcus, he a good corner, and we know around that 15, 20-yard marker, he tends to look, you know, but I feel like with any defense we play, if you send 10 across the middle, it kind of, you're going to get your attention, you know, because he's so fast and what he can do, you know, because what our offense set up to do. So I think he just seen 10 coming and just like, oh, well, I'd rather jump this route than, you know, get over the top. But I mean, I think I did a good job of sealing it out, you know, and I think he thought that I wasn't going deep. And once he seen 10 coming across, I think that's what kind of like opened it up. And I think we did a good job of, you know, drawing that play up for sure.
Let's go last to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Mecole, is interesting hearing you talk about Tyreek Hill and his leadership skills and everything that he has. And I know, like, to lead in the locker room, right, you got to be able to play. You got to be able to ball, right? The worst guy on the team isn't going to be the guy to step up there and lead. But from a coaching standpoint, Andy Reid obviously, you know, has, you know, a lot of leadership skills. It's clear that you guys really respect what he does, and that was true before he won a Super Bowl. I'm curious how much of that is because of his play calling, how good he is, right? Like, he's not going to go out there and run 80 yards for a touchdown. But when you look over on the sideline, you know the big guy's got something that can really make you guys shine. How much is that what makes him the leader that he is?
Talking Coach Reed or
Coach Reed?
Coach Reed? Yeah, definitely. Like you did example of, like, guys that can ball is the guys that, you know, leaders in the room, like Pat, Trav, Tyron and stuff like that. So I think that does translate over to the coaching side, because what Coach Reed does, man, I think is unique, man. He put players, or he used our skill set to best suit us. He don't try to make us do things that we're not comfortable doing. And his offensive mindset I think is top to none. And I think with a guy like that can make plays and make up a new play every single day and put it in the playbook, I think you can't have nothing but respect for a guy like that, and who's been in the league many years and doing the same thing over and over. And I think he's such a player's coach. I think the respect just come with it. When he talk, you listen, So I think if you have that effect on players, I think he had it everywhere he been. Every past player that I've talked to always ask, how Coach Reed doing it? And I think that speaks a lot, man. And I'm happy to be on the team with him. I'm happy that he's one of my first coaches, and I learned a lot from him, and he taught me a lot. So yeah, definitely he's a great leader, I think, on the field, and his play calling is definitely top to none.
Hey, it's Blair. We have a special subscription offer for SportsBeat KC listeners: unlimited digital access to the Kansas City Star's award-winning sports coverage. Sign up now for 1 year of Sports Pass for access to all the sports news, features, and columns presented on the kansascity.com site, and it's only $30. That's a 40% savings off our regular rate. Your subscription will automatically renew after the initial term at $50 unless you tell us to cancel. Your subscription helps support the sports coverage of kansascity.com and the Kansas City Star, and that support has never been more important. Please visit kansascity.com/SportsBeatKC offer to get this special offer. And as always, thanks for listening. Okay, let's switch to college football. Kansas State picked up a hard-earned victory on Saturday, 31-21 over Texas Tech. The Red Raiders took the lead in the fourth quarter, but the Wildcats produced the game's final 2 touchdowns. You'll hear 2 big plays from the game: Jerron McPherson's end zone interception that ended a Tech drive, and then Deuce Vaughn's 70-yard touchdown reception that put the game on ice. After that, you'll hear from Coach Chris Klieman, who offered an interesting thought comparing this game to the Oklahoma victory last week. And then you'll hear some game action from Missouri's loss to Tennessee. I picked out what I believe was the Tigers' best moment: Connor Bazelak's 37-yard completion to tight end Logan Christopherson. After that, you'll hear Mizzou coach Eli Drinkwitz sum up the game.
K-State showing heat on 3rd and 5. They bring only 3. Columbia off his back foot, launching. It's picked off. Jerron McPherson with the interception with 6:22 left. Here they come over the middle. They've got Vaughn. A first down and then some. Deuce Vaughn breaking free. He'll take this one. Touchdown K-State. On 3rd and 5, they hit a 70-yard home run.
Well, what a great win by our program and by the guys and team. It was a total team win against a really good Texas Tech team. And I told the guys, we faced an awful lot of adversity through the week. We faced an awful lot of adversity, obviously, today with guys going down and different things. But we kept battling through the adversity, and they were not going to let each other down. And we're just going to keep preaching that to the guys that play for the guy next to you, play for each other. And that's what they did. And so proud of the fact that we were able to come back after being down 21-17. And I told the guys in the locker room that was as great a win as the Oklahoma game was the week before. This was bigger because we had to bounce back from a big road win, and we came back and played really well against Texas Tech and found a way to win.
Start with John Kurtz.
Yeah, Chris produced to do what he did for you guys down the stretch again. I mean, what can you say about what he's been able to do so far?
Well, he's obviously a special talent and really good with the ball in his hands. And I can't say enough about our offensive line today. Our offensive line showed up and played exceptionally well. We were down Cooper, Beebe early in the game, so essentially 5 and a little bit of 6 guys with a true freshman, Carter Willis, playing a little bit, battled and did a great job of opening up some holes. And Deuce played really well and had a ton of help with the offensive line.
Give an update on Skyler and what his status is?
I do not have any update on Skyler other than they said he was just out.
Did you take issue at all with the hit that he took that knocked him out of the game?
No, I mean, it was penalized. And I mean, one thing, Matt Wells is as classy a guy as there is. And so, no, I don't think there was nothing malicious by it at all. It's the game of football.
Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
Ellis?
Chris, how did you go about managing Will Howard, given that this was his first significant action today, and how do you think he responded out there?
Well, he did a great job for us, and we didn't open up everything for him, but Will can handle a ton for a true freshman. And they pressured him, and we knew they were going to pressure him. And the 2 third down plays that we were able to convert on that last drive, one to Sebastian, he put on the money on a 3rd and 5 that forced them to use every time out. And then the 3rd and 4 or 5, he hung in there against pressure and found Deuce, and Deuce makes an explosive play. And it tells me everything I need to know about Will Howard. He's a competitor. He's a winner. He wants the stage, and it wasn't too big for him. And once again, credit the offensive line. They did a great job protecting him.
We're in plus territory. Pistol formation. Roosevelt spins, throws, and passes caught for the first down and more. Logan Christopherson, the junior tight end out of Lamont, Illinois.
How about the call on 4th down, Dave? To throw the football. Look where his football is. High and away. Over the defender. Give it a 6'6", 255 time.
Hey, Coach. What'd you think of the way Connor came in the second quarter and then finished the game for you guys? And how do you think he solidified himself maybe as your guy moving forward or not?
Yeah, I'm not going to make any decisions right now, but I did think he played and handled himself well, handled the environment other than the one decision on the interception. I thought he managed the game really well and gave us a chance to move the ball. He made some good throws, made some good reads. So,
Dave Matter, go ahead, Dave.
Eli, how much do you have to adjust the playbook when you go to Connor full time?
Yeah, I don't. Yep.
Peter Ball, go ahead.
Hey, Eli, I guess why has Sean's rushing ability not been as much of an asset as maybe you guys had thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season?
I don't know. Just hasn't been. Maybe they're keying on it. Maybe I don't know. Just hasn't been what we need it to be, and we got to continue to find ways for it to be that way.
Mitch 40, go ahead, Mitch.
Eli, you mentioned the slow start on defense. A lot of that was Tennessee running the ball. I guess what do you need to see different from your run defense moving forward?
We got to stop people. We got to make tackles. I mean, we can't give up 10-yard gains on second down. They were 4 for 4 on 4th down. I think all of them were quarterback sneaks. We just got to be better in the trenches. We got to be better on defense.
Suichi Terada. Suichi, go ahead.
Eli, a few drops last week, a few more this week. Aside from just talking about it, how do you address that?
I don't know, but we got to address it. 4 big drops, 2 on 3rd downs, 1 for an explosive play that would have been big for us. So, I mean, those are, one was a 3rd down, led to a field goal. The other one was a drive that would have been a touch. Had a chance to be a touchdown. The other one was a 3rd drive and start the second half, and we can't drop the football.
Bill Pollock. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about winning in the trenches. Can you talk about some things specifically, both with your defensive and offensive line, that need to be fixed?
I mean, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape. I don't know. I think there was a couple times we missed tackles, but, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape, figure out exactly what it is.
Dave Matter, I think I lowered your hand on accident, but Dave, I think you had a question. Go ahead.
Eli, just the way that Larry's been running and the good things you saw from Connor, do you feel like you're really close to clicking on offense, or is this still a long ways away?
I mean, there were times I thought we were clicking pretty good. I thought Dame Hazelton did a really nice job getting open, and Connor and him had a connection. I thought, we were running the ball well. We were converting on third downs at flashes, but there's just not the consistency right now, and I got to start and take a look in the mirror first.
That'll do it for today. Thanks to our production staff of Derek Donovan, Randy Mason, Beth Wells, Jeff Rosen, Chris Fickett, and Savannah Smith. Links to stories about the Chiefs and college football can be found in the show notes and on kansascity.com. Every day you hear me talk about the Sports Pass offer. You know, the $30 for a year's worth of sports coverage, including the e-edition that has so many pages you don't have time to read it all. Well, we have an even better deal. For a limited time, you can subscribe to Sports Pass for 99 cents a month. That's right, 99 pennies a month. After 3 months, it auto-renews at $5.99 a month unless you cancel. So, 2 deals on the table. The $30 a year offer still stands, and now there's a 99 cents per month offer. You can't beat that. Then there's the entire Kansas City Star product available for you as well. Sports news, features, commentary, and analysis, the whole thing. You get all the stories written by my talented colleagues, plus additional news, sports, and business coverage with the e-edition. The details for all of these deals can be found at account.kansascity.com/subscribe. That's account.kansascity.com/subscribe. And if you're having trouble hunting down any of these offers, send me an email, bkerkhoff, that's BKERKHOFF, at kcstar.com, and I'll get you to the right place. And you know, whether it's the Sports Pass or the full subscription, you're getting and supporting the best sports and news coverage in Kansas City and helping us produce programs like SportsBeat KC. Thanks for listening, and we will be back on Tuesday talking Chiefs-Patriots.